Hello angels and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I think we're just going to do a little chit chat, get ready with me, and I'm going to be using some of the products that I am going to feature in my next video. So you might hear a little bit about them or see the results, but my next video is going to show you the products and how they actually work for you and your skin. Alright, hopefully the sound is a little bit better because I got a new microphone. And yes, she's pretty in pink. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Already done my skincare, cleaned, and I have my serum and my handy dandy trusty Olay moisturizer. Not sponsored. But I wanted to sit down and put on some makeup, so that's what we're going to do today. Alright, first off, this lip oil that I was talking about in my last video, it is from Cab Beauty. It is very moisturizing, especially if my lips are like really dry and cracky. So I'm going to prime, of course, first with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer as much as possible. And I do recommend getting this little brush. It's also a little spoolie for getting the product out of there without using your fingers. A little bit, put it in my problem areas, which is usually around my nose and forehead, and then you just blend it out with this end. You want to do that by really pressing it into your skin. Again, like always, I'm not sure what kind of makeup look I want to do. I just know that I want to put on. Right, foundation is all applied. Foundation. Okay, primer is all applied. Next, I'm going to move on to doing the eyes first. So I'm going to use a little bit of my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, one of these two, or both combined for my eyelids. I like to start with the lightest color. I already put on the same brow product that I used in my last video, which is the Makeup Revolution. This little jobby. This is really neat. This is the Makeup Revolution Soap Brow. And last time I just used the translucent. This time I used the tinted one, and I really didn't notice any difference whatsoever. That's going to be in my everyday rotation. ABH Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Norvina palette. But this one gives me a lot of good choices. So we are going to start with this today. That's been popular on my Instagram. It was a really dark smoky with some color on the lid. And it's really smoked out with a very mustardy kind of yellow. So I'm going to show you a few tricks of how to start with a good base for your makeup so that you can apply colors very smoothly and make them transition with minimal brushes as possible. I'm just going to start with that mustardy yellow color, and we're going to apply that just above the crease area. Now this color we want kind of vibrant because it is going to be a transition color to allow all the other colors to blend in together. Some burgundies, some reds. We're going just above the crease. And we're just starting at the outer corner and just blending that in using a circular motion. This helps to get rid of any harsh edges and helps lay down the product very smoothly. Now once we have that, we want a clean brush to kind of blend out those edges. So I'm just going to use a small Morphe brush and just smooth out the edges so that there's no harsh line. There we go. The next color we're going to use is going to be a much darker color. C5, which is this one right here, a very wine color. Ooh, that's got a lot of kick. Tilt your head back just a little bit so that you can see that crease really well. And we're going to start in the outer V and just work it up into the crease. And for this, you're just going to work it into the crease using a little backwards forwards motion like this. Just get it until you have it blended smoothly into that yellow color. You can always go back and smooth it out with your regular brush. Adding that yellowy, that mustardy colored first allowed that color to blend a lot more easily. Really working that in the crease back and forth until you get to the color payoff that you can add a little bit at a time. So next up, we're going to use an even darker color. We're going to go down to E5. Kind of tell it's just a shade darker than this one, but we're going to mix it a little bit with the black right here. Tapping into this color and then slightly going into this one. Tap off the excess, and we're going to work this into the exact crease area. And this one I kind of start in the center. So just mixing a little bit of that black in there kind of really deepens that crease area, but it's not all about the black because you can still kind of see that burgundy in there. All right, so if you're at the same spot as me, you can kind of see where we're at. We have that mustardy color up at the top of the lid, but we're defining the crease with those darker colors and smoking it out with lighter colors. It's a great way to show a little bit more depth to your eye. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just make sure there's no harsh lines and just gently blend everything out. What I'm doing right now is that just with a little bit of concealer on the sponge, I'm just making sure that eyelid is really smoothed out. So I want to add a bright color on there. I'm going to make it all about the purple and the vampy color. So I'm going to use these two colors together. And what I'm going to do is a shimmer color I like to apply with my finger. I'm going to apply that just on the inner portion of the eye, toward the inner corner, and blending it outwards. So I'll show you close up. I just pat a little bit on there. And blending toward the middle. There. So now we can see a little bit more color on the eyelid. I'm going to take that purple color that was just above it, and using my brush that I cleaned off a little bit, get a little bit on the brush and just pat it on the center of the eyelid. And that gives you that pop of color. And then to get rid of that line so that there's not that separation between the two, put a little bit more on the brush, tap off the excess, and just right there on that line, wiggle it back and forth to blur those two together a little bit. The eyes are done for now, I think. Yeah, for now. I'm going to go ahead and apply the makeup to the rest of my face. ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I'm going to use this one. It's the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation. About the finish, it is just this perfect soft satin look. I'll get into that another time. Next up is concealer, and I think I'm going to use, this is the e.l.f. hydrating camo concealer. So I like using this underneath my under eyes because, like I said, my skin is very dry. And after about a minute, I let it kind of sit there and warm up with my skin, so that makes it easier to blend. I have melasma, which causes dark discolorations to my skin, and so I need a little extra help in those areas, the upper lip, sometimes over here a little bit. Next up, we want just a little bronzing, so I want to use, this hurt my heart, look at this. Gotta fix this. This is my Natasha Denona blush and highlighter. The Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing. This is my favorite bronzing brush just because it's tapered a little bit. It's what I'm actually going to go for. The medium shade here. This is a natural looking, more contoured look to your face. Mix these two together at the bottom and kind of contour my forehead a little bit. Just adding a little bit to the center. Good time to show you what happens when you are going a little too ham. I want to get another, make sure it's a clean brush, and just quickly blend that out. Okay. Next, I think I want to use a little bit of powder. Makeup Revolution, a translucent, loose setting powder. Spray it with a little bit of setting spray. Put that underneath the eye. As you can see, I'm kind of really glowy underneath there, and I want it a little bit soft look. And you feel like you've gone a little too much, just take the backside of your sponge and smooth it out. It has a mirror in it. To me, it's just kind of silly to put a mirror in a product like this. I'll know that I hold my breath when I do my brows. I'm going to do those last, and I will do them on camera, so you'll see just like last time. Good trick for you if you have straight eyelashes like I do. You want to warm up your eyelash curler, and I put it in my lap, creating that natural curve to your lashes. So you're pinching and then pulling it out a little bit, pinch, pull it out a little bit, pinch, but of course in tinier motions. So. This look is very pink. I think we're going to go with a little bit more of a pinky blush. We'll go with the Essence Mosaic fluffy brush for application. We're going to take off the excess, so a lot of that is going to come off. And we're going to gently apply to the apples of the cheek, blending outwards. And this helps blend your bronzer with your blush a little bit to make it look more natural. And just a little bit up here. Later on in my last video, because I think my skin has been looking very glowy lately. I'm looking like a glowy Chloe. Here's an oldie but a goodie. This is from Sleek Cosmetic. Georgia Sister. Fan brush. And just go between these two powders and apply it to the tops of my cheeks. So this just kind of makes you look a little bit more dewy. Not that I need help. It really just kind of sets all my makeup together and it looks so always say, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the under eye, and for that, I want blue. Not that one, this one. Use this blue D4. This little brush. It's a little tight defining brush. What I'm doing with this, I'm kind of just putting it on that edge, really bringing it, dragging it in toward the center, and then I'll not put any more product on the brush and just feather it out. Take it with the full product on it, line the bottom of the lid, and then use that feathering motion to just kind of blend it out. Alright, and that is it for the eyes. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to find a lippy. I'm going to do my lashes and find a lipstick, and I'll be right back. Alright, angels, we are back. I wanted to just show you a little bit because I don't think that yellowy colored is up high enough. I'm mixing it with this lighter yellow. I'm just going back above the brow line there. Just bring it up just a little bit higher. That's what I wanted. Yellow color again, and just bring that with the blue on my lower lid. It just gives the eyes a little bit more roundness to them. Alright, angels, this is the completed look. I hope you like it. I hope it was easier to follow than probably some of my other videos, because I go into a little bit more explanation to try and help you out. Use any of these tips and tricks anytime you're applying your makeup, and I'll see you in the next video.